Imagine being trapped in a metal tube deep beneath the ocean's surface for months on end. No windows, no fresh air, and definitely no DoorDash. Now picture having to feed 150 hungry sailors in that environment 3 times a day, with limited space and resources. Welcome to the world of Navy submarine cooks, where culinary creativity meets military precision in the most challenging kitchen on Earth. These Navy culinary specialists are preparing a feast fit for a crew of 150 sailors, all within the confines of a submarine galley. 15 pounds of turkey, 10 pounds of ham, and pulled pork sandwiches made from scratch are just the beginning. Add to that mac and cheese, corn, mashed potatoes, and cookies. And you've got a meal that would make any landlubber jealous. Eat. But here's the kicker. They've only got about 5 hours to prepare each meal. This isn't your typical Navy galley. This is where meals are made on a submarine in classified locations deep at sea. The crew of the nuclear-powered USS South Dakota works around the clock to monitor, maintain, and potentially engage with foreign threats. For up to 9 months at a time, they work and live within the tight confines of their windowless ship, where every role is critical to the mission's success. Among these crucial roles are the culinary specialists. Oh yeah, these crew members have an essential responsibility, feeding up to 150 sailors and fueling them for the challenges that lie ahead. As one cook puts it, we are essentially the morale of the fleet. If our morale is low, theirs is going to be low, and you can usually taste it in the food. The submarine's galley is a marvel of efficiency and ingenuity. Every inch of space is utilized, with equipment stacked and stored in ways that would make a Tetris champion proud. The cooks work in shifts, starting as early as 4 a.m. to ensure breakfast is ready for the first watch. They move with practiced precision, dodging each other in the narrow spaces and coordinating their efforts like a well-oiled machine. But it's not just about cooking. These culinary specialists are also responsible for inventory management, meal planning, and ensuring that food supplies last for the entire deployment. Imagine trying to grocery shop for 150 people for 6 months. Now imagine doing that knowing you can't just run to the store if you forget something. The menu is a delicate balance of nutrition, variety, and comfort. While the Navy provides guidelines for balanced meals, the cooks take pride in adding their own flair. "We try to keep things interesting," says one chef. Sometimes it's as simple as adding a new spice to a familiar dish, or surprising the crew with a special dessert on a tough day. Fresh fruits and vegetables are a luxury that quickly disappears as the deployment progresses. The cooks become masters at working with canned and frozen ingredients, creating meals that not only nourish but also remind the sailors of home. "A good meal can transport you," explains a senior cook. "For a few minutes, you're not in a metal tube under the ocean. You're at your mom's Sunday dinner table." The challenges don't stop at ingredient limitations. Cooking on a submarine means dealing with constant motion, tight spaces, and the need for absolute silence during certain operations. Imagine trying to chop vegetables or flip pancakes while the floor beneath you is gently rocking. Now imagine doing it without making a sound. But it's not all hardship and challenges. The galley becomes a social hub for the crew, a place where sailors from different departments come together over a hot meal and shared stories. The cooks often know everyone on board by name and preference. You remember who likes extra gravy on their mashed potatoes? Or who always asks for seconds on the mac and cheese? One cook shares with a smile. Special occasions are marked with special meals. Birthdays might see a carefully crafted cake appear, while holidays are celebrated with traditional favorites. One cook recalls preparing a full Thanksgiving dinner, complete with turkey and all the trimmings, while submerged hundreds of feet below the surface. It was a lot of work, but seeing the looks on their faces when they came into the mess hall, that made it all worth it. The importance of the culinary team extends beyond just providing sustenance. In the high-stress environment of a submarine, where sailors work long hours in close quarters, meals become a crucial morale booster. A good meal can lift spirits, provide comfort, and give the crew something to look forward to during long, monotonous days. "Food is more than fuel here," explains the lead culinary specialist. "It's a connection to home, a moment of normalcy in an abnormal situation. When we serve a sailor their favorite dish, you can see their whole demeanor change. For a moment, they forget they're hundreds of feet underwater in a potential war zone. The cooks themselves are sailors first, trained in submarine operations, and ready to assist in emergencies. They participate in drills, stand watch, and know how to respond to any situation that might arise. We might be in the kitchen most of the time, but we're submariners through and through, one cook asserts proudly. As the deployment progresses, the culinary team faces increasing challenges. Fresh supplies dwindle, and creativity becomes even more crucial. They might transform canned chicken into a passable imitation of a hometown favorite, or create a dessert that reminds sailors of a boardwalk treat from their childhood. The final weeks of a deployment are perhaps the most challenging for the culinary team. Supplies are at their lowest, and the crew's longing for home is at its peak. This is when the cooks truly shine, pulling out all the stops to create meals that boost morale and remind everyone that home is getting closer with each passing day. As the submarine finally surfaces and heads back to port, the galley prepares one last meal, a celebration of the mission's success and a taste of the fresh food that awaits on shore. It's a bittersweet moment for the culinary team. Proud of their accomplishments but eager for their own chance to enjoy a meal they didn't have to prepare. In the end, the role of a submarine cook is about more than just food. It's about creating a sense of home in one of the most inhospitable environments imaginable. It's about boosting morale, fostering community, and quite literally, fueling the mission. As one sailor puts it, we couldn't do what we do without them. They keep us fed, keep us happy, and in a way keep us connected to the world we left behind. So the next time you sit down to a meal, take a moment to appreciate the luxury of fresh ingredients, ample space, and the ability to run to the store if you're missing something, and spare a thought for those culinary heroes deep beneath the waves. Creating culinary magic in the most challenging kitchen on Earth, feeding the silent service that helps keep our oceans safe.